Managing incidents in a Kubernetes cluster can be challenging. There's a lot going on. There's lots of different underlying technologies, a lot of moving parts, a lot of different reasons why things can fail, including servers going up and servers going down. So rather than relying exclusively on an external service for this, Coralogix provides what we call the incident management screen. It's really, really nice. So it's available under the alerts tab here. You can see we have alert management, which is where you'll define your alarms or your alerts. Alert map, which we'll talk about in a different video, which is about visualizing the resources on which alerts are grouped, and the incidents view. So this is another way of viewing the actual alarms themselves in a way that feels more like a kind of PagerDuty style experience. So you can see a series of incidents here. Again, I'm not going to do like a full deep dive into all of the features here. That's available in the Getting to Know Coralogix course. But for the purposes of a sort of Kubernetes focused view, we can see here that we have filters on the left-hand side of the various different types of alarms. We can see here, for example, we have high pod container CPU. This actually affects a particular pod here. These group by tags indicate which grouping is actually triggered this alarm. So we can see this pod here has a high pod container CPU. If we open that up, we can see that there's been a 20% increase over 10%. So even just a small increase here is actually quite significant. So we can see here that on January the 8th, there was this increase. And this is really, really interesting. But what we can do more than this is if we hit incident history here, we can actually view all of the different times this is fired. What's actually going on? How long has this been going on for? How many times is it triggered and so on? And then we can view the individual things. We can view the individual query that's actually triggering the alarm in case maybe there's a mistake there. We can see details about the conditions for these alarms triggering. And of course, we can dig into some of the older data as well. If we hit watch data here, we can go back to the summary view. And this is really powerful for a number of reasons. One, you can track your alert as an incident. So conceptually, that's really important for SRE and DevOps engineers to really understand exactly what's going on in the system and to collaborate around the issue. But also what's really, really nice is that if we go back to the incident management screen here, we can actually see that the alarms, the incidents can be allocated to people. So I can assign this to someone. I assign this to myself, for example. And then I can acknowledge the issue. I can say it's triggered. I can resolve it and so on. So again, this is very much a collaboration screen. It's very much an insight generation screen. The idea being is that rather than just having an alarm that triggers, you have a whole workflow that enables your team to get around a problem and solve it very, very quickly. Remember, it's not just the technological barriers that prevent quick mean time to recovery. It's also the people barriers. And that's what this screen is all about. It's helping you to collaborate really, really effectively. So if you've managed a Kubernetes cluster for any length of time, you'll know how important that is. It's really relevant to say this, just so have an explore of the screen. There's multiple different options, and if you want to deep dive into this, check out the Getting to Know Coralogix course. There's a whole thing on all the different features that are available here, including searching, filtering, visualizing the different types of alarms, logs, metrics, traces, and so on. Yeah, really mastering the use of this screen. So check it out, but this is so cool for the Kubernetes use case because that operational challenge is always present, and it's something you always need to remain ahead of, and any tool that enables that is great in my books.